Have you ever wondered why bear cubs always seem to want everything right now, just like human children do? Today we're entering a cozy bear den where Mama Bear teaches her two curious cubs the most important lesson. Outside their den, a winter storm howls, but the cubs don't want to wait inside. Little Bruno, the smallest cub, bounces up and down saying, "Mama, can we go play in the snow now?" His sister Bella joins in, bouncing excitedly with her tiny paws, saying, "Please, please, please, Mama Bear." But Mama Bear looks at the dark storm clouds through the den entrance and shakes her head gently. "Not today, my little ones, because patience is the greatest gift I can teach you both right now today." The cubs look confused because they don't understand why waiting could possibly be a good thing at all. Bruno asks Mama, why do we always have to wait for things when we want them right now? Mama Bear settles down on her soft bed of leaves and motions for both cubs to come closer. "Let me tell you a very special story about your Grandma Bear and the longest winter ever." The cubs' eyes light up immediately because they absolutely love hearing stories about their brave Grandma Bear adventures. This story will teach you why the best things in life always come to those who wait patiently. So snuggle in close, my little ones, and listen carefully to every single word Mama says today. Because by the end of this story, you'll understand why patience is true strength and wisdom. Many years ago, when Grandma Bear was just a young cub like you, the winter came early that year. The first snowflakes fell in October, months before any bear expected winter to arrive at all. All the other animal families rushed around frantically trying to gather enough food for the long, cold months ahead. But Grandma Bear's mother taught her something incredibly important that saved their entire family that winter season. She taught young Grandma that patience means planning ahead and trusting the process even when it's so hard. While other bears panicked and made rushed decisions, Grandma Bear's family stayed calm and patient throughout everything. Bruno interrupts the story asking Mama, "But what happened to all those other bears who rushed around everywhere?" "Well, my dear, many of them didn't store enough food because they hurried without thinking carefully. They grabbed whatever food they could find quickly, but didn't choose the best berries or fish for winter. But Grandma Bear's family took their time selecting only the ripest berries and the fattiest salmon from rivers. Day after day, they worked steadily and patiently, never rushing, never panicking, just doing everything right and carefully." Bella asks with wonder, "Did Grandma's patience really make that much of a difference in their survival, Mama?" "Oh yes, my darling, because when the deepest, coldest part of winter finally arrived, their den was perfectly prepared. They had plenty of stored fat in their bodies and a warm, cozy den that kept them safe. Meanwhile, the bears who rushed, they struggled terribly through the harshest months of that endless winter. Some had to venture out into dangerous blizzards, searching for food because they hadn't prepared well enough. It was scary for them, but Grandma Bear stayed warm and safe because patience had protected her. This is why I teach you patience, my cubs, because it keeps you safe and helps you make better choices." Bruno's eyes grow wide as he starts understanding that waiting isn't about being stuck, but about being smart. Bella nods her head enthusiastically, realizing that Grandma Bear's patience actually gave her more freedom, not less freedom. Mama continues explaining that patience is like planting seeds. You must wait for them to grow properly. If you dig up the seeds too early to check on them, you'll destroy the very thing you're hoping for. But if you water them, care for them, and wait patiently, you'll eventually have the most beautiful garden ever. The cubs are starting to understand that patience isn't just waiting. It's active waiting with purpose and trust. Now let me tell you what happened when spring finally arrived after that incredibly long, difficult winter season. When the warm sunshine melted the last snow, Grandma Bear emerged from her den, strong and healthy and ready. The forest was more beautiful than ever before, with flowers blooming everywhere and streams flowing with fresh water. All her patient preparation meant she had energy to explore, to play, and to enjoy the magnificent spring. But the bears who rushed, they were tired, weak, and had to spend spring just recovering slowly. Grandma Bear learned that patience during hard times leads to joy and abundance when good times finally arrive. Bruno asks eagerly, "So Mama, does that mean if we wait patiently now, we'll have more fun later?" Exactly, my smart little cub, because patience now means better experiences and more energy when the time is right. Bella giggles and says, "I think I'm starting to understand why you always say, 'Wait just a little longer.'" Mama Bear nuzzles both cubs, lovingly proud that they're learning this valuable lesson at such a young age. But patience isn't just about big things like winter preparation. It's about everyday moments too. It's about waiting for your turn at the berry bush when other animals are eating there first. It's about not interrupting when someone else is talking, even when you have something really important to say. It's about letting honey take time to drip from the tree instead of knocking the whole hive down. Bruno jumps up saying, "Oh, like when we wait for the salmon to swim upstream before catching them." Yes, exactly, because patient bears catch the biggest, fattest salmon, while impatient bears catch whatever swims by quickly. Bella adds, "And it's like waiting for berries to get fully ripe before eating them, right, Mama Bear?" Perfect, my brilliant girl, because ripe berries taste so much sweeter and give you more energy than sour ones. You see, cubs, every single time you practice patience, you're actually making a wise investment. An investment means giving something now to receive something even better later on down the road ahead. When you wait patiently, you're investing your time today for bigger rewards and happiness in your future tomorrow. Just like Grandma Bear invested her time preparing carefully and received a wonderful, healthy spring as her reward. The storm outside begins to calm down slowly, and the wind doesn't howl quite as loudly anymore. Bruno and Bella notice the change and look at their mama with new understanding in their eyes. Mama Bear smiles warmly, knowing that her cubs are learning one of life's most valuable lessons about true patience. Now let me teach you the 3 most important rules of patience that every bear must learn. Rule number 1. Patience doesn't mean doing nothing. It means doing the right thing at the right time. When we waited in our den during the storm, we weren't just sitting here. We were staying safe. We were resting our bodies, conserving our energy, and keeping warm, which is exactly what we needed to do. Bruno says, "Oh, so patience is actually about making smart choices, not just about waiting around doing nothing." Exactly, my clever cub. You're understanding this so well, and I'm incredibly proud of your growing wisdom today. Rule number 2. Patience requires trust. Trusting that good things come to those who wait properly. You must trust me when I say it's not safe yet, and trust that I'm protecting you. You must trust nature when winter comes, and trust that spring will return with warmth and new life. And most importantly, you must trust yourself that you're strong enough to wait for the right moment. Bella asks curiously, "Mama, what happens if we don't trust and we lose our patience too quickly?" Well, my dear, that's when bears make dangerous mistakes that can hurt them or their family members. Impatient cubs might wander into storms and get lost, or might eat unripe berries and get sick. They might scare away all the fish by splashing too much, or miss the best opportunities by rushing. But patient cubs like you are learning to wait, watch, listen, and then act at the perfect moment. Now for rule number 3. Patience brings peace to your heart, your mind, and your whole life. When you're constantly rushing and wanting everything now, you feel anxious, worried, and never truly happy inside. But when you practice patience, you feel calm, peaceful, and content with exactly where you are right now. You can enjoy the present moment instead of always wishing you were somewhere else doing something different. Grandma Bear told me that the happiest bears she ever knew were always the most patient ones. They didn't have more food or bigger dens, but they had something more valuable: inner peace. Bruno and Bella look at each other and smile, realizing they feel peaceful right now in this cozy den. Even though they wanted to play outside earlier, they now feel grateful to be safe, warm, and together. That's the magic of patience, my cubs. It transforms your wanting into gratitude and your restlessness into contentment. Now let me share with you some real examples of when patience saved my life as a young bear. One spring, I found a huge beehive full of the most delicious golden honey I had ever seen. My mouth watered, and every part of me wanted to climb that tree immediately and grab all the honey. But I remembered Grandma's lessons about patience, so I stopped and watched the bees carefully first. I noticed there were thousands of angry bees swarming around, protecting their precious hive from any intruders. So instead of rushing in, I waited patiently for 3 whole days, watching the bees' patterns and schedules. On the 4th day, I discovered that early morning was when the fewest bees guarded the hive. I approached carefully at dawn, took just enough honey to fill my belly, and left quickly and safely. If I had rushed in on day 1, I would have been stung 100 times. But my patience allowed me to enjoy sweet honey without any pain or danger at all. Bruno's eyes are wide with amazement as he realizes patience can actually help you get what you want. He always thought patience meant not getting what you want, but now he understands it's quite the opposite. Bella asks Mama, "Do you have another story about patience? Because these stories are so good and helpful." Of course, my eager learner let me tell you about the time I wanted to cross a raging river. It was summer, and I could see the best fishing spot on the other side of the water. The river was flowing fast and strong from mountain snow melting, and it looked quite dangerous actually. Other bears were attempting to cross immediately, some succeeding, but many getting swept downstream by the powerful current. I felt that familiar urge to rush, but then I remembered what patience had taught me before. So I found a comfortable spot in the shade, and I waited patiently for the river to calm down. I waited for 2 full days while other impatient bears gave up and left to find easier fishing spots. But on the 3rd day, the river became calm and shallow enough to cross safely and easily. And because all those other bears had given up, I had the entire fishing spot completely to myself. I caught more fish that day than I could even eat because my patience had been rewarded magnificently. The moral of both stories is simple. Patience isn't weakness, it's actually incredible strength and wisdom. Weak bears rush in without thinking, but strong bears have the discipline to wait for the right moment. Now, cubs, let's talk about how you can practice patience in your everyday lives, starting right now today. First, practice patience with your siblings and friends when playing games or sharing toys and treats together. Wait for your turn without complaining, and you'll find that everyone has more fun when we're all patient. Second, practice patience with yourself when learning new skills like climbing trees or catching fish properly. Don't get frustrated if you don't succeed immediately, because all good things take time and practice. Even the best bears in the forest had to practice for months before mastering their important survival skills. Third, practice patience with nature by respecting her rhythms and seasons without trying to rush them along. Let berries ripen, let flowers bloom, let salmon swim upstream, all in their own perfect natural timing. And finally, practice patience with life itself, knowing that every season brings exactly what you need at that moment. Winter teaches you rest, spring brings growth, summer provides abundance, and autumn prepares you for what's coming next. Each season is perfect in its own way if you have the patience to appreciate its unique gifts. Outside the den, the storm has completely stopped now, and sunshine peeks through the clouds. Bruno and Bella notice the change, and their eyes light up with excitement about finally going outside to play. But this time, they don't immediately jump up and run. They look at Mama Bear first. "Mama, is it safe now?" they ask patiently, showing they've truly learned today's valuable lesson about waiting wisely. Mama Bear's heart swells with pride, seeing her cubs demonstrate patience without even being asked or reminded. "Yes, my wonderful cubs, now is the perfect time to go outside and play in the fresh snow." The cubs cheer with joy, but they exit the den carefully, looking around first before bounding into the snow. They've learned that excitement and patience can exist together. You can be eager and wise simultaneously. As they play in the sparkling snow, Mama Bear watches them with deep satisfaction and motherly love. Bruno builds a snow bear slowly and carefully, making sure each part is perfectly shaped before moving on. Bella waits patiently for the perfect moment to pounce on a leaf dancing in the wind, catching it finally. They're already practicing patience in their play, without even realizing they're reinforcing the lesson they learned inside. This is how real learning happens, cubs, when wisdom becomes part of who you are naturally. Over the following weeks, Mama Bear notices her cubs becoming more patient in every aspect of their lives. They wait their turn at the berry bush. They listen completely before speaking, and they trust Mama's guidance. Other animals in the forest begin noticing how calm and wise these young cubs seem compared to others. The older bears comment that Bruno and Bella have the patience of bears twice their age and experience. Mama Bear knows that she's given her cubs a gift that will serve them for their entire lives ahead. One evening, as they settle into their den for sleep, Bruno asks Mama one final important question. He says, "Mama, will there ever be times when we shouldn't be patient and should act quickly instead?" What a brilliant question, my smart cub. Yes, there are moments for quick action. If you see danger like a falling tree or an angry animal, you must act immediately to stay safe. Patience is about waiting when waiting is wise, but courage is about acting when action is necessary and right. The key is developing wisdom to know which moments need patience and which moments need immediate brave action. That wisdom comes from experience, from learning from mistakes, and from listening to those who've lived longer than you. So my precious cubs, you've learned today that patience is one of the greatest strengths any bear can have. It's not about never getting what you want. It's about getting it in the right way. Patience protects you from danger, helps you make better decisions, and brings peace to your heart and mind. It allows you to enjoy each moment fully instead of always rushing forward to the next thing ahead. Remember Grandma Bear and how her patience during that early winter kept her family safe and healthy. Remember the honey story and how waiting a few days prevented pain and allowed sweet success instead. Remember the river story and how patience gave me the best fishing experience I ever had. And most importantly, remember how you felt today when you patiently waited for the storm to pass. You felt proud of yourselves, peaceful in your hearts, and excited when the right moment finally arrived. That's the reward that patience always brings: inner peace and ultimate outer success together. As you grow bigger and stronger, you'll face many situations that test your patience in different challenging ways. Sometimes you'll want to give up and rush ahead, but remember these stories and trust the process always. The forest rewards patient bears with abundant safety, joy, and wisdom that lasts throughout their entire lifetime. And one day when you have your own cubs, you'll teach them about patience too. You'll tell them about the winter storm and how your wise mama taught you to wait for safety. And your cubs will learn, just like you did, that patience is power, not weakness or giving up. This is how wisdom passes from generation to generation, through stories, love, and patient teaching. Now, my beautiful cubs, close your eyes and dream of all the wonderful adventures that await patient bears. As Bruno and Bella drift off to sleep, they dream of swimming patient salmon and golden honey. They dream of spring meadows and calm rivers, and all the rewards that patience will bring to them. Mama Bear watches over them, knowing she's raised cubs who understand one of life's most important lessons. And tomorrow when they wake up, they'll practice patience again and again until it becomes their natural way. So now I want to ask you, yes, you watching this story, what are you patiently waiting for? Maybe you're waiting to grow taller, to learn something new, or for a special day to arrive soon. Remember that good things come to those who wait with patience, trust, and wisdom, just like our bear family.